So in this entire session, we're going to be learning about how to really master the art of Facebook ads. And again, we are PitchGround, and we're more than happy to help you guys out and fuel your business growth. I'm Mudit Goenka, the founder and CEO of Lil SaaS, aka PitchGround. PitchGround is one of the brands under Lil SaaS. So this is a common question that a lot of people ask is, what is Lil SaaS, right? So Lil SaaS is our primary company name, and we run two brands under Lil SaaS. One is communication, that a lot of you guys might have heard about it. It's our own help desk that we have built, and second is PitchGround itself. So now, who is this session for? This is very important for you guys to know. If any one of you is looking to get started with Facebook ads or looking to improve their journey, then this session is for you. If you already excel in Facebook ads, then this session is not for you, because right now we want to begin the first session, with some very important basics and understanding and the fundamental principles before we dive things further and get more techie down the road, right? So if the fundamentals are clear, then the pillar of the organization would be a lot better. So we're going to focus on that precisely. And again, make sure guys, grab your coffee. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long night. So make sure that you grab coffee and have some water and everything. So you guys stay hydrated. So again, moving on to the next one. Why Facebook ads? Three major reasons. First, brand awareness. Second, conversions. Third, lead generation. Now, many times, most of us are small business owners. We start out with Facebook, and what you notice is after spending $200, $300, you don't get sales. And that makes you pissed off. And we start saying, Facebook ads doesn't work. Facebook ad doesn't work. It sucks. It's useless, right? We'll probably switch to some other channels because Facebook ad doesn't work. The problem with this is people don't know your brand. And when people don't know your brand, they would not buy from you, right? So let's take an example. A lot of users over here are either joining our session for the very first time, or they are looking to purchase from us for the very first time, or they have recently made their first purchase, but they are again clueless about what PitchGround is all about, right? So what we often do is we run a brand awareness campaign all the time, right? A video that talks about who we are. And why many of you don't see it, because you're already in a part of our funnel, right? We have the user list of most of you. So it doesn't make sense for us to further create that brand awareness video just to show you, right? A brand awareness campaign is something that every company needs to run on parallel, that is not focused on conversions, right? Again, we'll be showing you some demo and examples, and we'll also show you one example that we ran for a pretty long time, and that has helped us massively, right? But again, brand awareness is so very important, and this is where people make such a huge mistake by not investing in a brand awareness campaign, right? A brand awareness can also include PR, right? But PR is pretty useless if people don't know about you. PRs are great if you have some audience and you want to convince them, and that becomes a sub part of your brand awareness campaign. But in this session, we're going to talk about Facebook ads, right? Why and how to use those Facebook ads. Again, always run sessions, always run awareness campaigns all the time. You can keep a small budget of just $10 a day. That is completely okay. But run this campaign throughout for at least next 6 to 12 months, right? You also have settings in Facebook where you can reduce the frequency so that more and more new users get to see and get to know about you. This is very important. People need to first know your brand, and that is the first touch point you have to create in Facebook ads. And this is where 95% of the people fail, because all of them want sales today. Everyone wants to convert today. Everyone wants to make money today. This doesn't happen in reality, right? No brand can generate crazy amount of sales from day one. I'm talking about brand new brand where they don't know about, no one knows about them. They don't have any audience, nothing. They're just starting from scratch, right? At that stage, brand awareness campaign is so important. Second are then conversions, right? It's very straightforward that you run a conversion ad where the conversions are usually a purchase conversions, right? You can also have like lead conversion as your conversion. It really depends upon what your conversions is, but most of the time people keep the primary two events for any conversions are purchase and signups or leads, either one of them, right? So this is again very important. And finally, it's the lead generation, right? How to generate leads on steroids right? I posted, I think 3 or 4 days ago on my Facebook group asking you guys to drop a comment. And though we didn't reach 300, I'm still going to share with you guys because, again, I want you guys to learn everything. Whatever we do, we don't want to keep it a secret. We don't want to hide anything. We want to keep it 100% transparent because we want you guys to genuinely grow your business, right? If you want to just rip off our funnels, please do it, because there are 8 billion people in the world. There are 2 billion people on Facebook. Just use it. Chances of overlapping is very, very, very minimal, right? If you guys grow, we grow automatically. And that's why we always say we are here to help you fuel your business growth. That's what we want to do. So I'm going to show you that one lead generation funnel as well, which is very unique. And a lot of you might have actually seen that somewhere, or maybe may have become a part of the funnel because of that particular funnel, right? I'm going to talk about it down the road with a real example of how we built it and how we're generating leads and everything from it. So I hope everything is clear until here, guys. Just drop in your yes so that we know everything is very clear. And so far, you guys are understanding everything. Please drop in your yes in the comment and just let me know. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for confirming that, right? I'm going to move forward to the next slide. This is so important, right? Why most companies fail with Facebook ads. Reason number one, they have no clue, right? Someone or their friends or their family has told, hey, start using Facebook. Or you probably saw some guru talking about Facebook ads, selling their courses for $2,000, $3,000, right? And you are like, oh my God, this guy is generating millions of dollars, so I can do it at the same time. And you start generating without having any clue about it. Reason number one. Second, just hitting the promote button that's been provided by Facebook, right? If you do that, again, you're going to fail very miserably, right? Third, you got so much money that you just want to donate to Mark, right? If you love Mark so much, and if you love Mark Zuckerberg so much that you just want to pour in all your money, all your credit cards to him, and just keep spending without knowing what's happening. No sales are happening, but let's just keep spending, right? We'll get one sales a day someday, right? And what happens is you're only making money. You're only making rich. Mark Zuckerberg, you're not getting rich yourself. You're not making money yourself, right? This is a big problem, right? So stop doing any of these things, right? After this webinar, please stop doing all of these things so that you can just focus on the things that needs to be done in the right way so that you guys can start getting conversions, because that's the whole point, right? If it's working for some companies, that means it needs to work for everyone. If it didn't work for even some companies, that means it would work for anyone. Always remember this statement of mine, right? If it works for me, it has to work for you. The only difference is you need to understand some of the psychology behind it. That is something that I'm going to talk about in the next slide. Write down, guys, this is going to be the best slide of the webinar, right? Write it down, take a screenshot of it, do whatever you want, right? Take out a printout of it, slap it on your wall and keep it. The magic formula of Facebook ad is just these 3 points: your copy, your targeting, and your offer, right? You have to make all of these 3 work. It cannot be just 2 out of 3. It cannot be 1 out of 3. It cannot be 0 out of 3. Obviously, then nothing works, right? But again, 3 out of 3. You have to make sure that you cover all of these 3 points, right? Every time you build any ad, ask yourself, is my copy right? Second, is my targeting right? And third, is my offer absolutely bang on, right? So when I talk about offers, I'm not talking about a lifetime deal. I'm not talking about discounts. I'm not talking about any of those things, right? An offer is something that you sell, either your service or your product. It doesn't matter. Offer is something that you're looking to sell in order to convert that customer. That is an offer. An offer can be, let's say you are selling t-shirts, right? I'm not talking about discounts. I'm just talking about your t-shirt. Is your offer right? So when I talk offer in that sense, does the design of the t-shirt appeal the right audience, right? Again, look at how I'm combining with these 2 things, right? If I'm trying to sell a shirt, for an example, right? A high branded shirt to a 20-year-old college-going student, you are targeting the wrong person. There you go. Even though your copy could be right, but you have scored 2 out of 3 over here. Your targeting has to be bang on. You have to understand who your target audience is. And that is the key of selling. When you combine that with the right copy and right offer, you create magic. And this is why I call it the magic formula, right? I have worked on this for years and years and years and years to finally make it so simple for all of you guys, because I've tested by burning so much money, by spending so much money on testing, and then also with whatever we do. And at the same time, in the past, like I've ran an FB ad agency where I have ran campaigns for a lot of companies, right? And on the basis of that, I've made a cumulative formula that just involves copy, targeting, and offer. It's not that complicated. You just have to nail down on these three things. That's it. That's all you have to do, right? And again, when you combine these three things, it creates magic, right? Now, I'm going to move on to the next slide. I hope this formula is something that you guys are going to learn from it. So we have questions coming in. So Ishita is asking, copy what? So copies are basically your ad copies that you're writing, and the copies that you're writing on your landing page, right? So those are copies, right? So the next one is, there's a question coming in from Yash. To be honest, I found PitchGround ads very shabby in terms of copy. Trust me, they convert, Yash. What matters is conversion. What matters is getting attention, right? That is all that matters. Anything other than that, you can be ultra creative in the world, but if you don't get the targeting, copy, and messaging and your landing page right, you're not going to get the conversion. So you always have to keep on testing and testing and testing and testing all the time. So you have to try out various strategies to see what doesn't work. The only thing you shouldn't do ever is write a wrong message in your ad copy. And that's something that we do. We make sure precisely that doesn't happen ever. But if you combine these three things, that's when you get conversion. And that's what we do. And we get conversions all the time. I keep on sharing screenshots with you guys. We get conversions all the time, right? Every single time we get these conversions. So again, these three things are very, very, very important. Second very important thing, when you ever run your ads, many times you will see that you don't get the conversions, right, for 3 days. This is primarily because, again, people don't know about your brand. This is why it's very important to keep on running a brand awareness campaign. And at the same time, when you're running custom audience campaign, when you run the brand awareness campaign, you end up creating a custom audience out of it. Again, I'll show you guys how to do it at the same time. And once you start doing that, that's where you will see that you have to start building up various touch points with your users, right? When your users keep on seeing an ad over and over and over again, it makes them curious, right? And that curiosity is what you need to trigger to get their attention. That is the sole heart of any form of ads that you run. You have to make your cold audience or warm audience or hot audience curious. What is this about? What is this ad all about? Why am I seeing it over and over again? Why? Like, this looks interesting now. I'm going to check it out. And that's when the journey of a user to conversion begins. This is so very important. Shubham is asking, what about creatives? Creatives, again, are a part of copy. Shubham, I'm going to come to that in just a while. Now she's saying your voice volume is not clear. Just a moment now. Is my volume very clear, guys? Can you guys just confirm? Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for confirming that. So again, back to copy, targeting, and offer, right? So when you combine these three things, it makes a huge difference. And this is where all the magic happens. Guys, if any one of yours, if you feel my voice is breaking, maybe you might want to rejoin Zoom again, because it's most likely your internet that is having, because if mass number of people is not having issues, then I think it's probably your internet. I'm sorry about that. So again, back to these things. So again, guys, these are the magic formulas. When you combine all of these things, make sure that you always ask yourself a question whenever you are working on any ad. Is this copy right? Is this targeting right? Is this offer right? Now, there was a question from Shubham regarding creatives, right? Creative is a very subjective term. And whenever you're running ads, you don't know which creative is going to work. So you always have to make changes to your creative and use a wide range of creatives, right from videos to images. Because sometimes you would be surprised, and even we get surprised at times, that when we expect a video to outperform, it's the images that outperforms for that campaign. And when we think images will outperform, it's the videos that outperform at times. We don't know that. And as a marketer, don't make theories. Run the campaign, see the data, and then make your decision. Never ever make your decision based out of your theories or emotions or what you feel would work. No, rely on the data. Always trust the data. Data is always right. You are wrong, I am wrong, but the data is always right. So make sure that you always trust the data and then take the next decision in terms of how do you want to optimize, what are things you need to do. And Facebook helps you with all of these things already, by the way. All you have to do is just provide all of these things to Facebook, and Facebook will does all the job for you, right? Facebook's AI and the way they are really building up the entire business panel is crazy. They push updates every week. They push new features every week, right? That's how crazy Facebook is. So if I even make a video today, it will get old in about 2 weeks of time. That's how rapidly Facebook is developing. So that's why we will be planning out doing like Facebook ad webinar very, very frequently. And maybe we'll down the road, we'll also add Google ads. And that's something that we heavily used at the same time to drive a lot of users, right? But again, this webinar is all about Facebook ads. So I hope this magic formula is very clear to guys. If anyone has any questions around it, please ask me. I'll be taking up all the questions first before I move forward. So any questions you guys have, please drop them in about your campaign or about any of the campaigns that are not working for you. If you've spent too much money on ads and it's not working, please drop your questions right now, because we'll be taking up some questions before I move to the next slides, remainder of the slides, and then we'll dive into some more practical sessions. Dharmik, yes, we will be sharing the presentation after the webinar. We'll upload it in our community so that you guys can download it anytime you want. Minan, can we just start taking up the questions first, because I think there are quite a lot of them.
Absolutely. Let's take up the questions, and it's all Scalify. And kindly explain running ads for lead gen, if possible. Lead gen ads.
So Pankaj, when you're talking about a lead gen ad, are you talking about the default lead gen ads that is provided by Facebook, or lead generation ads in general? Because running both of them is very different and working with both of them is very different. So if you can just write a follow-up question or answer to it, that would be very helpful for us, so that I can do a follow-up answer for you.
And Aristotle asks, can I use affiliate links in Facebook ads?
Oh, 100% you can use that, not a problem.
Even those shortened ones?
Can be tricky. If you pass through Facebook's scrutiny, definitely you can. For this, your account needs to be aged. So if your account is aged, you will have zero problems. But if your account is new, that's a ban hammer for you right away.
All right, Aristotle, I hope that answers your question. So moving on to the next question. Do you do interest targeting all the time?
Some campaigns, yes, but we run all kinds of campaign. We run custom audience, we run lookalike, we run this expand audience, and then we also run interest-based audience at the same time, because you have to keep on expanding your reach. So that's how you always run different kind of campaigns, because you never know which is going to work at what time.
Absolutely. And Pankaj says lead gen Facebook ads. Like,
never run that, please. If you again, that's where I was telling you about the third point. If you have too much money to give to Mark Zuckerberg, that's when you run the lead generation ads on Facebook, right? Because when you make it very easy for people to fill their data, the quality of the data is very poor. If you want to improve the quality of the data, make it a little harder for people to fill the form, right? I know it sounds a bit weird, a bit odd, but trust me, people who want to sign up will sign up and will wait. I'll give you guys a great example of this. So I think most of you guys know that we recently launched our partnership program on Impact. Did you know when we signed up for Impact? Last year. I followed up 5 or 10 times with them. And finally, after 1 year, they got back to us. And then it took another 3 months of I think 2 months of back and forth negotiations. And then after 2 months, they gave us access to the program. And then we took 2 months just for the integration, right? We wanted to start using the platform, right? We filled out a very in-depth form, giving them all of the information, and then we waited. Was it too complicated? Yes, right? But was the wait worth it? Definitely it was, right? This is what a high quality lead can do, right? It's better to have one high quality lead in your funnel than having 100 of junks one, because you will not only waste time on acquiring those leads, on acquiring them, but you will also waste time on following up with them. trying to nurture them when you know for the fact that it's a waste of a lead and it's a waste of money. So more than what you paid to Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, you will waste more in your organization by spending your time following up. Your call costs and all of these costs are crazy, right? So, and then no point in wasting so much money, right? So there are some hand raises. Well, guys, we're gonna again like take up all of the questions tonight. Do not worry about it. And if some of you guys even want to like join us on the live call, we'll be more than happy to have you guys to ask live questions, right? We'll be happy to help you guys in every possible way in today's
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
next question.
Yeah, sorry, I need to leave in like half an hour. Will you have like LinkedIn included in the future in Scalify?
Yes, I think Yasir has already confirmed that LinkedIn will be after Google Ads, but for now they're just focusing on Facebook ads for now. Google Ads is, I think, Q4, and I think most likely next Q1 would be again developing more and more Google Ads feature. So after this is done, only then he will start exploring the other platforms. But I think after Google Ads, it's LinkedIn ads.
Absolutely. And how to select target audience by Yedukondalu?
Whose question is that?
It's Yedukondalu.
What are you trying to sell? I'll tell you the audience right away.
It's like how to select target audience.
Yeah,
I think
I'll tell the target audience right away, right? Just tell me what are you selling, and I'll tell you and I'll guide you through it how to have the psychology of selecting the audience, right?
Absolutely.
It's actually one of the next slides at the same time, right? So I'm going to talk about it. Let's move on to the next question.
And how do you target AppSumo customers? I've seen many ads addressing Sumo links.
Oh, that's actually one of our case study that I'm going to be sharing, right? Don't worry, guys.
Absolutely.
Have some fun.
Yep. My Facebook ads are becoming increasingly costly. I used to have very fruitful campaigns, and I tell you, nothing has changed in terms of the quality of my ads, but my results are tanking now.
That means your ads is just drying up. You need to start building new ads then. It's as simple as that.
Okay. And I want to target university students to offer my service. Can I know if I can start with brand awareness or lead generation? I like them to contact me.
Every time start with a brand awareness campaign, right? No one is going to randomly just give you a data. And if they do, it's going to be a crap data, right? You don't want crappy data because it's not only going to be challenging to organize those data, but you will keep wondering why none of them are converting, right? Always run brand awareness campaign every time. Let people know who you are, right? If people don't know who you are, they are not going to buy from you ever. So nurturing process is not easy, right? There are various ways of nurturing them, which again we'll talk about in just a moment, because there are slides. There are, I think the last couple of slides talks about how to increase sales specifically after you drive traffic through your ads.
Absolutely. So moving on to the next question. How useful is it to spend money on doing surveys first?
It works, but again, I'll first run a brand awareness campaign. I will make sure that people watch the video. I'll create a custom audience out of those people, and then I will run a reach ad because a reach ad allows Facebook to do a survey itself to see how many people first remember the ads, and then from there you drive people those people to your survey, and make sure that this is a webinar that we ran with Steve from Dupol, and he said one thing very specifically: whenever you guys are running any survey campaign, never start your poll with what is your first name, what is your last name, and what is your email, and then click on the next button. Never ever start your survey like that ever in your life. You're going to be burning down all your money, right? Always start your survey with, are you interested in XYZ? In our case, I'll take an example of PitchGround. Are you interested in lowering your cost for your for the softwares, right? We'll give an option, yes, no. We know what people will answer, yes. So psychological question needs to be asked in your survey and get people to hook up into the survey, right? Now we will say, hey, why don't you drop your name? Once you drop the name, we will not immediately ask them for email. Now we'll ask them the next question: which of the following categories do you spend your money maximum on, so that we can help you reduce your bill? Now, let's say I select a CRM. Now I will ask your email address, and this quality of lead is going to be of the highest quality of the lead for you, because they will convert. They have taken the time to fill the survey, and you have constructed your survey when running traffic through ads. This is where I talk about offers, the magic formula number 3, which is again offers. Your offer over here is survey, right? You're helping people to lower down their software bills. That's the offer over here, right? There's none other offer over here. So when that happens, people will start getting into your funnel very smoothly. Make it very sleek, where you don't look salesy, where you don't sound salesy, and you're not trying to sell them, but rather trying to help them, right? Again, there is a huge difference between trying to sell people and trying to help people. And you need to make sure that you do not cross that thin line between both of them, because when you try to help people, you automatically will sell people. People will buy from you at that stage. But if you just try to like sell and focus on sales, trust me, you will have a very bad conversion. This is where how you design your copies, which is again point number 1 and point number 3, your copies and again your offer. Again, I keep telling you guys, these 3 are the magic formulas of why an ad works and your ad doesn't work. If anything is not working on Facebook ad, go back to your drawing board, look into your ads, see and ask yourself these questions. Is this copy right? Is my copy on my landing page right? Is my targeting right? These 3 are so very important. If you can nail down on these 3 fundamentals of this magic formula, I'm telling you guys, your sales would skyrocket today. Go back, and I know a lot of you guys who have ran ads and the ads didn't work for them. They're already asking this question to themselves. I think my targeting was wrong. I think my copy was wrong. I think my offer was wrong. Either one of those things were wrong. So today you can correct all of those things and rerun your ads after this. I can guarantee you guys that you will start getting results right away. Again, we'll talk about all these 3 things in more detail and in depth in the second part of this webinar. Let's take up a couple of more questions and then I'll dive back into the webinar.
Absolutely. I want to go big on Amazon affiliate marketing with Facebook ads. And how can I use Facebook ads for it?
Don't use Facebook ads for it. Use Outbrain. Use native ads. They work like a charm when it comes to running any kind of affiliate, any kind of Amazon affiliate programs, and they are a lot cheaper at the same time. So if you are into Facebook, if you're into Amazon by any chance, just spend all your money on Outbrain or any native ads platform. Now, what are native ads? You might have gone on Forbes and Daily Mail and various other sites where you might have seen that there is related posts and suddenly there is a weird ad implemented right between those related posts, right? Those are known as native ads. Native ads are best for B2C audience, and native ads are the best for Amazon because the conversions are insanely high and people end up buying multiple things. Also, whenever you're using native ads, you have to change your images and copies every 2 days. Every 2 days, because your banners are going to burn out like crazy when doing native ads. That is the only challenge with native ads, is you have to keep on building up more and more and more in creatives every day. You have to keep on updating your creatives every day, right? But native ads are fantastic as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you know what you're using it for, and as long as you know who you're targeting, it works. Again, you go back and again talk about these 3 fundamentals again, right? Regardless of the platform that you pick, your copies, your targeting, and your offer. These 3 have to combine. Whether you use Google Ads, whether you use Outbrain, whether you use Quora ads, LinkedIn ads, it doesn't matter. This is why I wanted to do this session first, is to help you guys clear the fundamental. Because if this is not clear, and if this slides doesn't help, no matter how heavy we dive into the practical sessions and use all kinds of software, nothing will work. Remember, Scalify cannot help you fix your copies, right? It cannot help you fix your offer. That's something you have to do. What Scalify can do is optimize the traffic and lower down your cost so that it is more precise and help you increase conversions. But that will again only happen if you combine these 3 things, which is your copies, targeting, and your offer. I hope so far you guys are enjoying. If you are, drop in your favorite emoji and just let us know. Come on, guys. I need to see some more emojis, guys. I hope everyone is awake. I think
Absolutely. I can see bomb, fire, every emoji is coming out there. Awesome.
awesome. I think we should do one more PitchGround t-shirt right now. What do you think, Minan?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Okay. So how do you want to give it away, Minan?
The first person who's going to type in. They're already typing in with
Everyone is already
no,
spamming.
no. I was going to type not N. Okay, I was, yeah, fire emoji. Yeah,
The first one who uses fire emoji. No, use the emoji, guys, not fire. Okay, there you go.
Vishnu Jha.
Okay, Vishnu is crazy. He won again. Oh my god, I don't know how he wins
Oh,
it.
he's going to wear PitchGround t-shirts all week. Yeah.
I think Vishnu, you'll have a collection for the next 1 year.
Oh yes.
Okay, let's pick up one more winner, right? Since Vishnu wins most of the time, let's pick one more winner. I think the next one was Ankit. Ankit Jagan, are you there? Ankit, just drop in your email address to us because we'll also send and ship you a T-shirt tomorrow.
Absolutely. Oh,
Okay,
he's quick.
there you go. Okay, guys, I
Yeah.
think we'll be back. Everyone is awake again. So if you miss out, you guys are gonna miss out because of not being so active, right? So make sure that you guys are ultra active.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so George is saying, I really want to see a step-by-step over-the-shoulder video or webinar on how to specifically target homeowner leads by sending traffic on to a survey. Minan, can you write this down? Maybe we can do a specific webinar part in the next session.
Absolutely.
It's a question from George. Can you just write it down in the
Sure,
notes?
sure. I'm just writing it down.
George, we have just written down. Again, guys, if you have some such kind of request of us showing and building an exact copy of an ad for you, we'll also prepare some landing pages for you in the next session. Drop in. If it's real estate, doesn't matter, right? If it's selling homes, it doesn't matter, right? If it's software, it doesn't matter. Just type in your request in the comment right now about the industry and what you're trying to sell. And what we will do is in next session, we'll pick about 3 or 4 of them because that's the only time we'll have to cover all of them. We'll cover them and we'll show you practically how to do. So next session is not going to be any slides at all, by the way. It's going to be real practical session right from minute 1. So just write down your niche. What do you guys want us to cover? And we'll do that in the next one. So I think real estate, then fashion, Dave is saying, then Binaya is saying recruitment and trying to sell IT consultant. Again, that's a very big niche, Binaya. You will have to be very specific.
I think George is a good one. I want to target homeowners to replace their air conditioner or heaters. Interesting.
Awesome, perfect. Write it down, Mina.
Absolutely everything.
We have coaching, we have software, web designing services. I think we have some good ones. So just write all of them down so that we can try and cover like most of them.
Perfect.
Mina, just keep writing all of those down, right?
Sure.
So that we can pick like 3-4 of them and we can get going with that. And then maybe like in the next sessions, we'll dive into like further things from there. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, so a lot of you guys were just asking me a bit earlier that how to understand and target, right? So here is a good example of what we have nailed down. So we are going to take an example of software customers. Are they on Facebook? 100%. Will they buy on Facebook? 100%. Right? Can you target on Facebook? 100%. Right? So in this case, here are the targeting options that you need to pick. This is, again, this applies in every single industry, but I'm going to take an example. And this is why you need to understand your audience very well. So in this case, the target example is we want to target software customers, right? Because we sell softwares. So we need software customers. First one, look who is the leader in your space. And you will see that you will find an interest about them on Facebook already. Facebook has already done half of the job easy for you. First point. Remember, please, again, guys, take a screenshot of these things, right? And take out a printout if you want and just paste it. Do not just download the PDF or keep it. It will not be helpful for you guys. Take out a printout, keep it somewhere. This is what you have to do the next time you look and do Facebook ads, right? First, find the interest based on leader in space, right? Now, Mudit is asking an example, right? What does it mean? So a leader in in software space, right, are MailChimp, HubSpot, right? Active Campaign, for an example. These, these companies are leader in software space. Salesforce, these people and these companies are leader in the customer software as a targeting space. Anyone who is following HubSpot, definitely they do, right? Because HubSpot is pushing all of their traffic on Facebook for people to like those audience on the page, because this helps them to then organically reach out to them without spending too much money on ads, right? And that's what Facebook doesn't want. Facebook doesn't want them, the audience, to follow a page, right? So this is where the leaders have the money and power to push their page up by getting more people to like their page. And definitely, if you buy from a brand, you want to know and hear from the brand as often as you can, right? Because this builds up your confidence, and this helps you to increase your confidence at the same time, right? So find the leader in your category, right? It doesn't have to be your competitor. It can be a leader in that space. So like I gave you an example, MailChimp or HubSpot, right? Second are on the basis of activity. So for example, do you know that Facebook gives you an option to target people who run ads? That means people who have money. You can target them. Now you see why our conversions are so high, because we target people who have money and who can spend money. We target them. I'm going to show you which interest it is, but make sure that you guys keep it among just us. Please do not spread it out, because we're going to be cutting this part out when we share that out of the replay, because we don't want many people to know. We only want the people who have come on the webinar to know about this. We'll share that interest with you guys. And third, do you know that Facebook gives you the data of people who have spent money? Yes, because Facebook has the data of who has spent the money, and that's how Facebook tracks the conversion. You need to know how to target them. That's what I was coming back to the magic formula. Targeting, point number 2, right? My copies are right, my offers are right, but if my targeting is wrong, I will not sell. Again, you combine that magic formula in n number of time, anywhere, you will see the sales, you will see the magic. And that's why I call it the magic formula, right? Because again, out of all of the things that I've learned, this is what I found out. This is why something works on Facebook, is because of those 3 magic formula. Now, coming back to activities again, I'm again going to show you guys the interest. And the third is related, broad, generic interest. Now, a software customer are someone who are, let's say, who the ones that are using usually software are usually also doing digital marketing, right? So in this case, my generic related broad keyword or interest becomes digital marketing, social media marketing, or it can be affiliate marketing, right? So I will pick a very related keyword. Now in your industry, right, it can be homeowners, for an example, right? Or property owners, for an example, right? Or keyword where again we'll have to research more about those keywords. But you have to find out what is that related broad keyword interest that is available, where the audience size is 3 million, 5 million, 10 million people, right? This is very important, because you have to again nail down on the basis of those broader indices, because when you're running ad, and if you go very laser specific with your targeting as well, your cost of acquisition will go up drastically, because Facebook requires a certain number of people in interest to keep the cost low. If that interest is very small, I've also seen people running ads targeting just 20,000 people. Your cost would be insanely high. Always make sure whenever you're running ads, you have approximately around 1 million people interest, where Facebook shows that number around 1 million. Anything below that, your cost will be higher. You want laser targeting, your cost will go high. If you keep things a little broader, your cost would be low and you will actually see more sales, right? Because Facebook needs more people to decide whom to show ads. Because even when you select that many people, Facebook doesn't show your ads to everyone. Facebook knows who your audience is, right? So your history of your entire account also plays into picture in terms of what kind of audience you're constantly buying. Everything clear so far, guys? Let me know in the comment. Because running ads is just running ads, right? You again need to have various other aspects of on your things on your side that's happening because if you don't have that, you're not going to generate sales as well, right? So you cannot just rely on like Facebook ads all the time, right? Because you're going to burn out very quickly. Facebook ads are getting almost 20 to 30% more expensive every passing year. So you have to focus more on optimization, more on funnel building, and more on strategies, right? These are the ways that you can increase your sales when you're running when you're running any sort of ads. First, again, never start conversion ads on day one, ever. I covered this earlier. Excuse me, I'm covered this earlier. I'm going to say it again. Never start your conversion ads on day one. Please start with a brand awareness campaign. Build up some audience, right? It'll cost you, I know, like it's not going to drive your sales on day one, but please never start conversion ads on day one. Please, guys. This is so very important. Second, keep building up your email list, right? Ads is getting expensive. You need to build up email list. And why would someone give you their email? You have to have a very convincing offer. You have to provide value, and you have to just focus on helping your users in your list grow. When these three things are combined, you will see that your churns will be very low and people would want to come back over and over again, right? For us, we do these webinars in the form of value that we give out to all our users, right? Because we know for the fact that if our users are more educated, if our users understand everything, they can take smarter decisions. Are we asking them to buy from us? No. Are we asking them to buy from anywhere else? No. What we want our audience is to learn about things and then take a smart decision whether they need this for their business. And this is our job as a platform at PitchGround. We have to educate our users to take better and calculated decisions and not just randomly buy things because they feel that's exciting. No, never ever do that, right? You've worked hard for the money. We need to work hard to ask you for that money, right? And that's something that we always want to do. There are some questions coming in. Can you give some example of brand awareness ads and how it looks like? Definitely, I'll be showing it very shortly, Puran. Again, Bhavish is asking, can you please, again, Bhavish, I'm going to be showing it very, very, very shortly. Again, moving on to the third point, run at least 2 funnels for lead generation at all given time, right? That lead generation can be of any sort. The motive of that lead generation in the end should be collecting email, right? You can be running like a freebie, giveaway, ebook. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to show you our best funnel that is killing us for us. That is literally generating crazy amount of leads for us every single day. And we're talking about 300 to 500 leads a day. How we're growing PitchGround, I'm going to show you that very simple funnel. You'll be blown away, right? Very, very simple funnel. Very simple funnel, right? You can literally just copy and paste that entire funnel. It's that simple, and it will take you guys hardly 2 or 3 hours to make that funnel, right? So again, funnels are not about upselling, downselling all the time. Funnels are just a strategic way of getting people to get into your marketing campaign, right? And then slowly upselling them and things like this, right? So again, we will talk about the funnels maybe down the road at the same time, right? So again, if you look at events.pitchground.com, right? That's one lead funnel for us because we run ads on it pretty aggressively. We get new and new users coming in all the time, and we educate users at that point. So they get to know about PitchGround and they find relevant software that can help them grow their business. They buy, right? Very straightforward funnel. And you guys all have been registering through events.pitchground.com the whole time, right? You can do the same for your business. It's not that difficult, right? Today, people earlier used to communicate through big conferences. Post-COVID, people are doing the same on Zoom. That's the only difference, right? So if you are not running webinars for your business, you are missing out already. It doesn't matter how many people are there in your webinar, right? Even if there are just 5 people, start with 5 people, help those 5 people grow, and that 5 one day will convert to 500, and that 500 will one day convert to 5,000. It takes time, right? But that's the power of compounding marketing, and that's the power of helping and focusing on your users' growth. Because when they grow, the company grows automatically, and any company that focuses on that will always grow, right? All of you are small business owners, just like we are a small business owner. Start doing webinars if you aren't doing today, right? It can be around your niche. Start slow, start with low number of people, and then scale up after that. 4th point, the money is in the follow-up. Always follow up. How many emails do you guys get as reminders for the webinar? Probably 3 to 4, right? That's follow-up. We ensure that you do not miss out. We send a follow-up 1 hour prior. We send a follow-up 12 hours prior. We send a follow-up 24 hours prior, right? Why is that? Because that's where the money is, right? You have to follow up with people, and it can be automated. You don't have to sit down behind the computer and do things, right? There are softwares available to do all of these things for you. Follow-ups are key. You'll be surprised how many people ask us to actually send this email more and more, right? Some people have also asked us to actually set up WhatsApp integration as well, so that we can send a follow-up over there as well. Some people have asked us to also send and follow up on SMSs. People want the follow-up because they don't want to miss out, right? Because again, this is something that I always say is watching a replay is like going through that lonely journey, right? Because when you're in a live webinar, it's fun. You're interacting, you're having fun, and everything is live. So when the time goes by, you don't even realize it. But when you are watching a replay, that's a lonely journey, right? Even I find it very hard to watch a replay of any webinar in general, not just my webinar, but any other webinar. It's very, very, very hard to do any sort of replay and watch them for so long. So this is why it's very important, right? Follow up and follow up. Money is in the follow up. Alex, you have a question. Is it in the Q&A? Alex, quickly, is your question in the Q&A? If you can just drop them very quickly, we'd be happy to answer that.
Yes, Alex is asking us, can you guys do AC replacement and maintenance examples?
Yeah, sure. Can you write down that term? We can add that.
Yes, we have written it.
Awesome. We'll write it down. Okay, Alex, we are gonna see. We'll pick up like 4 or 5 options, and then in the next webinar, we'll go through building up like some funnels. We'll see how many we can cover in the next webinar, but we'll go through it. Yes, Alex, there will be replay, but the replay would cut down on a lot of things, especially like the Sumo Day part and everything that we spoke about. We'll be cutting down all of those things because we want a good part of the webinar to remain exclusive with the people in the webinar. So a lot of the things will be cut down. And we'll only be keeping like the generic things, right? Because again, we want you guys to take maximum value because you guys are staying in the webinar till the end, right? So we want you guys to take the maximum value out of it, so that a lot of the strategy as well is something that you go ahead and take that up and implement it. Okay, Somil is asking when is the next webinar. So Somil will announce the next 3 webinars of which is session 2, session 3, session 4 in about 2 days of time. So we'll be following up again, and we'll be reminding everyone again when that webinar comes up. So that again, next webinar we'll dive more practical, we'll dive more examples, we'll start building up live funnels from scratch so that you can start building things along with us at that point of stage. Okay, moving on to the next point, which is keep running a brand video for discovery. So this is again the brand awareness campaign that I'm talking about. Keep running a video for new discoveries all the time, because new people are joining Facebook, old people are leaving Facebook, right? So when new people join in, you need to again find new audiences, right? So always run a brand awareness campaign. 6th point, split test. Split test to the last T, right? Every kind of test, because that's where you get data. And today, data is not just king. I misspelled that. Sorry, guys. So I was building the slides pretty quickly. So king, queen, and joker. It's everything. Split test is everything, literally everything. Do split test, and this is where softwares help you, because the default Facebook, it's very, very, very challenging to do any kind of split test in direct native Facebook platform. And this is where platforms like Scalify is a breeze, because they make data testing as simple as just clicking a button. You can create 200 ad sets for split testing in a matter of just 15 to 30 seconds inside Scalify, which will take you 1 to 3 days in Facebook. This is why softwares are beautiful, and I'm so passionate about softwares, right? Because it saves time, and saving time is making money, guys. Always remember that. So there's a question coming in from George. Can Scalify target competitors? You can use Scalify for anything, right? So we'll talk about it. So next question is from Ishita. Are new people joining Insta and abandoning Facebook? Ishita, it doesn't matter, because when you're running Facebook ads, you can run it on Insta as well, right? So I generally don't run like any ads on just Facebook. I also run them on Instagram. By the way, here is a very high level of golden tips for you guys. This is how we lower down our conversion so much. We increase our conversion so much, and we lower down our cost so drastically. And then we end up getting people into our group. And that's how we have grown our group to over 15,000 members today. And most likely by next year, it will probably reach 30 to 40,000 as well, right? So again, very simple growth hack, guys. Use it. Please use it. It's free, right? Why do you want to give money to Mark Zuckerberg, right? Join these webinars and get Scalify if you wanna really spend your money, right? Because this is how you support PitchGround, and this is how you support the products coming on PitchGround. And we'll always come up with all of these unique strategies and ideas and share it with you guys because it doesn't cost money, right? And we want you guys to grow. Very, very neat hack. No one has ever used it. No one has ever shared about it. No one has ever talked about it. Do you build a community? Now you know how we built the PitchGround community over the last few years and have reached to 15,000 members. This is how we did it. And now we have shared this with you guys. Please do not share it outside of this anywhere, because the more and more people use it, it's going to get diluted. There'll be no fun, right? Growth hacks are only good when very less people know it, right? So again, I told you guys one thing, that whenever you guys join any of the value session webinars, we'll share everything out. We'll leak out every information that we have, because we want to have your growth. We want to fuel your business growth. That's what PitchGround is all about, right? Moving on to the next 8th point, go live, guys. It's 2021. Please start showing up your face. If you're still afraid to go live, if you're still afraid to go on camera, then trust me, it's going to be very hard for you to grow your business. Sean is asking, Udit, if you have time, please repeat the Sumo retargeting ad. Sean, I'll see if we can try and cover it again, because we spent a good amount of time, I think about 10-15 minutes trying to explain it. There are a few more things that's pending up, and we have like a lot of Q&A. So I'll see if I can take up that at the very end, so that you can take up on it. But again, no promises, because again, there's just like so many things that we have to still cover. Ishita, there won't be any replay for that. I'm just letting you know that we'll cut down on a lot of things during this webinar that we have spoken, because we don't want this information to be leaked out of the webinar and the users who have attended so far, and people were saying. So even the growth hack that I just shared, it will be cut down when we share the replay. So again, that's what I'm telling you guys. Take notes of all of these things, because if not, you will most likely forget a lot of things that has been shared, because there's a lot of information that's been shared with you guys. And again, 8th point, go live, right? Every week in your community, go live. Please go live. Use any software. If you don't have software, just go live with a native Facebook live button, right? Or just go live from your camera on your mobile, right? But please start doing live sessions in your community every week, at least once a week. This builds trust. This builds authenticity. People know that they are real, right? And have a good setup. Another thing that we have also seen is that usually, like we all know, right? It's all virtual sessions nowadays. The number of conferences that are happening have gone low. And even in the future, the number of webinars that are happening, it makes a huge difference, right? Because it makes it easy for people to now get information as compared to earlier. So this is why, right? So I'm just going to quickly share the tech stack that I use that you guys can use as well. So I use Sony a6500 as a camera. I use 30mm lens, which is 1.8 focus. Focus. And then I use a Rode mic, which you can see. This is a Rode mic. If you see this, just get the relevant rods and the handles and everything to hold them. So I think this mic will probably cost you about like $300 at the very most. It's, I think, Rode NT1 model that I'm using. And then you would probably need a video adapter. And I use Camlink, CAMLINK, Camlink. And that's it. Just HDMI wires. That's it. That's the only thing you will require. And you have a whole setup ready for you, right? If you don't want to have a complicated camera and like this level of quality, then you can also get Sony ZV-1, which was launched last year by Sony. I think it will probably cost you around $650, but make sure that you get a mic, right? If you're running your business, doing live sessions, get a mic. It makes a huge difference, right? You see the quality of my video right now, and then you probably need some lightings. There you go. See this, a ring light? That's all you have to get. And your entire setup is all set already, right? Because without lighting, no camera can help you, right? When you combine these things, you have a great setup. this is so very important again, guys. Like when you are running, you can run this entire setup for less than $1,000. The whole setup will maximum cost you $1,000. Includes camera, ring light, the tripod, and the mic. Combine all of them about this, right? And what I'm using is a Kodak ring light. I think I got it for about like $50 from Amazon. Again, enough of tech. I hope people who are asking about the tech, this answers all your question around tech, because if you want to go live, set it up, because this is going to be the investment for the next 5 to 8 years. Best $1,000 you would ever spend in your life is in your business and in your setup that will only help you to flourish and grow, right? And you can make that ROI back in literally one webinar or two webinars at the very most, not more than that, right? So again, do that. And today, all of you guys need to run a community. If you're running any kind of marketing, you need to run a webinar. Ishita, you do not need a teleprompter. I do not have a teleprompter in front of me, because when you're doing a webinar, you need to be spontaneous. You need to know your subject. You need to know what you're talking about, what you're sharing. You need to have all the information. You cannot record all of these things and keep a teleprompter in front of you and then decide, because it just doesn't help, right? You don't look real. You don't look authentic. And when users are asking live questions, you won't be able to answer those questions at any point of stage, right? So teleprompters are not required at any point of stage. If you're a subject matter expert, if you know your subject very well, honestly, you don't need anything apart from these. $1,000, invest in your business today. Have a setup. Start building community today, guys. Please. It starts with just one people. Always remember, right? If you think your community only has 2 people right now, 3 people, in about a month of time, it will have 50 people. In years of time, it will have 1,000 people. That's how we all start. We all start with just 1 people. But please start building your community today. It's very important. Provide value to your users. That's how you can start driving for the sales when you're also running Facebook ads, right? Because when they go on your website, you build custom audience. And that's something we'll be talking about in the next session, how to use that, how to use your friend's friend and turn them into a paying customer. We'll also talk about that, right? We'll also share some great growth hacks and strategy around it. But again, not in this webinar. I think this webinar, we have already had a lot of growth hacks. So I want to keep something for the next one, right? If you do all of these things, guys, I can guarantee you 1,000% you guys will make it and generate sales. It's not that hard. It's just you need to do the right thing and avoid doing the wrong thing, right? This is how you need to do things. This is how you need to execute things. And this is how you need to tap into things so that you can start generating sales. I hope you guys are enjoying the webinar so far, guys. If you are, please drop in your favorite emoji. I would love that. I would love to see if you guys have found value and was it worth it for you guys to either stay awake or wake up early and spend the next 90 minutes with me trying to understand these fundamentals, because this fundamental is everything, right? Keeping aside Scalify or any other software, those softwares are of no use if you do not understand these fundamentals of what we spoke about today and how to do things the right way, because this is the basics. These are the pillars of running any kind of ad. What I shared with you guys today is my 10 years of experience trying to club into one slide and keeping the wordings and everything very simple for you guys, 3 words, 5 words, because I don't like making things complicated. I want to keep things very simple for you guys. And I want to make sure that you guys really, 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 really grow upon, right? So since we are running late of time, I'll be just taking Q&A. Next session will be announced. I think we'll start diving into the practicals from the next session only, where again, we'll be diving in and building up live funnels. This is something that you guys wanted from a very long time. That's going to be the next webinar, guys. We're going to build live landing pages. We will drive and build live ads. We'll write copies live. I will also show the strategy that I use to build and write live copies. I'll be doing everything live. It's probably going to be a 2-hour session, and we will be building everything for you guys, right? This is again going to be from scratch so that you can go along with me. So next session, please make sure that whatever you want to build, please keep it ready. Your software, your ads, your creatives, everything, keep it ready, because we will build along, right? And that is the best way I can push you guys to start using ads and do it along with me live. So I'm going to go very slow in the next webinar so that everyone can catch up with the pace and everyone can execute it, right? So make sure you keep at least $300 to $500 aside for your business because you will be spending that $500 on Facebook ads in the next session so that you guys can generate leads and sales for your business. I want to make sure that you guys turn that $500 into $5,000, right? Depending upon, again, what you sell, but that would be the goal for us, right? It's possible, guys. There are so many strategies that I'm further going to share, which is hard to cover in the basics because it is more practical. So it is more understandable when you actually see it in action rather than not seeing, randomly seeing it, right? Or in theory. So we'll be covering that in the next session. Next session is most likely going to be somewhere around the first week of August, guys. Second is going to be like the mid of August, and third one most likely just before the end of the month, right? Again, one session will also cover, most likely we'll start talking about Scalify, because I know a lot of you guys want to also learn about Scalify. So I'm going to be keeping half of the session, and I'll build ads using natively as well and show you how much time it takes, and then I'll dive into Scalify and we'll build the same campaign in 1/10 of the time. So if Facebook Ad Manager takes one day, will probably take like less than 1/10 of time, right? Most likely will take just 1 hour to build the same thing inside Scalify. And then we'll start growing together, guys. So make sure that if you are very serious about growing your business, please make sure that the next session, you guys are ready with at least $500. I'm really sorry, Bob. I try not to like touch my mic, but I get so excited. I usually have a habit of using my hand whenever I speak. So I'll try to ensure that it doesn't touch it, right? So again, going back to the conversation. So again, make sure that you guys keep $500 aside, because if you want to grow, you need to be spending at least $500 at the very least to grow, right? And that's what we will do in the next session. I think next session is going to be one of the best sessions you'll ever find on the internet, because I have never seen anyone doing live building of funnels, ads, and making everyone do it at the same time, right? And we want to do it, we will do it together, and we want you guys to grow together. I think the first leads, the first conversion that you get after that, if you haven't gotten any so far, will be the most exciting and fun time for you guys. So Minang, let's start asking questions, because we have like hundreds of questions right now. So let's start taking those questions up. And guys, make sure that you stay till the end, because we have a lot of giveaways still pending. So we want to make sure that you guys take away those giveaways. If you go away, or if you leave right now, most likely people in the webinar will win.
Yes, absolutely. So let's take up the question. So how to create a perfect saved audience when you're just starting out?
When you're starting out, I think I've just shared with you guys, run a brand awareness campaign. That's all you have to do. Just run a brand awareness campaign. That's it.
Awesome. So Yash, as we are doing campaigns in India since a year, working out well, now we are planning to start campaigns in Australia. Is it advisable to create a new ad account or use the same ad account?
No, you can continue using the same ad account. You don't need to create another new account. In fact, you should use your existing account, because that gives a lot more data to Facebook, and you can take Facebook can take better decisions for you.
And what brand awareness ad should affiliate marketer do?
Same thing. Drive people to your Facebook group, right? That can be a brand awareness campaign.
Awesome. And George, as was the name of the mic? Yes, it's Rode, RODENT1. You can go to Amazon, search it, and you will find a Rode mic, USB mic. You will